flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Hey, could count on my power, and look at my dogs. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Ay, how did the lady go miss? Ay, how she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Need a light year just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 30 on second down, Haskins flush to his right, and he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
From the gun, Haskins on third down. Ebron caught left side. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
Aaron Donald's the name most people think about in the defensive tackle position, but an all-pro last year alongside him, Cameron Hayward, an absolute nightmare to try and block. And he gets into the backfield on that play and finishes it off for the loss.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Working out of the gun, Cousins, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
Complete to Austin Hooper.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. It's caught. Nelson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
Cousins on 1st down. Flushed out right. He's going to look deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Brings up 2nd and
so after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on 1st down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
You have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On the run, here's Anthony McFarland. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
McFarland, the ball carrier.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. 3rd down, here's Haskins. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
For the extra point.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
It shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Taylor, the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They go play action with Haskins. Looking deep here for Ebron. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
It's 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. 30. 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Touchdown, Steelers.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, 2nd year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Minkah Fitzpatrick. Cousins pass intercepted. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
1st and 10, Taylor now. It was Troy Hill that time in on the tackle.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
10. Steelers 7.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Being chased out left. This is Johnson. He's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns in.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jonathan Taylor his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now on 2nd and 13. Cousins. They set up the screen to Chubb. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
The handoff to Nick.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 44, Cousins. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Forced out to his left. And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
They'll get this quickly out to Claypool. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47.
The give to Taylor. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And the Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
From the gun, it's Haskins. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he will have a Steelers 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And now this throw complete to Washington. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. They'll run on first down. Taylor. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
A yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 13-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, Haskins. And yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked off by John Johnson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Intercepted by the Browns.
So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Cousins now from the 50. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for Odell Beckham. Incomplete. Malik Hooker on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, Cousins. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 10 yards.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Chubb. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically what they're doing.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but just show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the all-pro safety, Minka Fitzpatrick. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish, but you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
At the 33-yard line.
They go play action now. Haskins. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
On first down, Taylor, and able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
He's brought down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
7.
On third down, here's Taylor. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down.
Boswell on for the field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And it's complete. Hooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Escaping the pressure right. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Cousins again. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
4th down.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. To the air again, it's Cousins. He's got Hooper on the short connection. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. On 1st down, they'll start with McFarland. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Ball carrier.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run with McFarland. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Cousins. Steps away to his left. Drops it off for Chubb. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
1st down, here's Cousins. Dancing to his left. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
And his kick is right through.
That's the score. Steelers 24, Browns 10. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His sixth touchdown of the season. And the Browns have cut it back within a score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete.
On the throw.
Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And the Steelers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever.
Watch your slant, watch your slant, watch your slant. Mike check 33.
Operating from the gun, Haskins. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here's Bird to return. A good head-down running on the return, gets about 15 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. On the carry, it's Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
24-24.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28.
Again, it's Taylor. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds but not before he takes it inside the 40. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you could hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor, he'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
He can run, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch him. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. To throw is Cousins. Lets it go for Nelson. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down.
4th down.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Cousins. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 24-yard line.
McFarland once more. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts
No gain on
as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the interception by the Steeler D leads to a touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Browns 24. Chris
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. The 20. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Ties the game 31-31.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Play action. Haskins. Looking deep here for Ebron. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. And again, it's Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So here's the former Pro Bowler, Cody Parkey, in field goal formation. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So here's the former Pro Bowler, Cody Parkey, in field goal formation. This will be from 53 for the win. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Browns, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
They picking snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Just stay turned like I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter what we ate for dinner. So I had to drink it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Make it 23,